Cash keeps flowing into ESG, next big thing, ESG. Markets have been volatile, but people still are talking about ESG. What is this ESG? What are ESG funds? I need to know. I need to know right now. What is ESG? ESG का मतलब क्या है? Full form.
ESG, I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, I have no idea. I'm sorry.
ESG? No idea, man.
Electro something?
I really don't know.
Environmental, social. I can't get it. I'm sorry.
Anything. E for
For electric
electric. S for
service,
service. G for
GST, नहीं.
electric service, GST. And G is, take a wild guess, what does G stand for in ESG? You got environment, you got social. What does G stand for?
Growth, maybe.
Sir, do you know what is ESG?
Yes, it's environmental, social, and governance.
Other than this, do you know anything about ESG?
Yes, it is one of the most talked about investment philosophy right now, not only globally but also in India. It has gained a lot of traction recently.
So, as I asked a lot of people on the streets, they didn't know what is ESG, and quite frankly, मुझे भी नहीं पता. So, you are the only guy who I found. So, what is ESG?
So, ESG is, as a concept is pretty new in India. It has been from an investment point of view, has gotten traction in last 2-3 years itself. But globally, it has been a very well-known phenomena. So, if you look in last several decades, people, planet, and industries have increasingly intertwined, right? One affects the other and vice versa, more than before. So generating profit is no longer enough due to increasing awareness, due to increasing stakeholder activism. Companies are now answerable how they are impacting environment, how they are impacting society, how they are impacting the other places on which they are functioning or have direct or indirect impact. And this is where ESG comes in. Okay.
How old or how new is this concept of ESG? Because it's relatively new. I haven't read about it in the papers.
While I'm talking about judging company based on environmental, social or governance parameter, somehow investments based on certain metrics of ESG has been done since a very long time. For example, you will find people who will not invest in companies which are manufacturing tobacco products or which are manufacturing liquor, which are into gambling or etc. Right? So these exclusionary investment philosophies based on certain beliefs or ethics has been carried out since a very long time, right? But if you talk from a mutual fund point of view, then I think the first mutual fund was launched in early 1970s.
It was that.
Yes. But in India, it has been a very recent phenomena. So globally, there's a long track record of ESG investments, but in India, it has now gradually started building up.
Why is it so important now? From an Indian point of view, from a global point of view, why ESG is so important right now? Is it like a hot topic right now?
So first of all, let's break it into two parts. Okay, from a conscious investment point of view, that what I feel is ethically or morally right, that is where ESG also comes into picture. But there's another angle to it. The thing is that if you look in last 20-30 years, you will see increasingly that companies which are not ESG conscious, are not growing in a sustainable manner, they end up facing this or that event, right?
What makes ESG investing good from an investor's point of view?
Okay, so first of all, again, any investment should only be done if it aligns with the investment objective of the investor. One very interesting statement which someone said, and he said that if I am going to get a similar return between a portfolio where I'm selecting any company and a portfolio where I'm selecting companies which are doing good on ESG, in case of a tiebreaker, I'll always choose, let's say, companies which are doing good on ESG, because I know that those companies are probably more conscious about their responsibilities. They are doing well. They have more sustainable businesses. They have, let's say, less chances of a negative event, and this acts as a tiebreaker.
So does this mean that my 3,000 rupees is going to get doubled in 6 months?
Absolutely not.
Is there any specific criteria? Are there any ESG ratings or any formal ratings which one can look at and then probably invest?
So that's a good question, and there are several ESG rating agencies which assess companies based on their ESG performance. So there are global companies also. Now in India there are ESG rating companies also. So these assess companies based on multiple parameters. So for example, there will be not one, two, but dozens of parameters on which company will be gauged on issues pertaining to environment. Similarly, on their impact on society, right? And then on governance issues. Because see, there's not single parameter based on which you can gauge a company. For example, on governance issues, it starts from remuneration to gender parity to board independence, basically, which is our regulator has decided and asked companies to disclose more and more about what policies and practices they are following on environmental, social and governance issues. So I think that more and more transparency will eventually come in this domain, and I think probably even an ordinary investor will have more information to take a conscious decision to invest in a particular company based on its ESG performance.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
much. It has been
much.
extremely informative.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.